So this is the ideal trade that I'm going to talk about. I want you guys to understand every single aspect of this trade, because from start to finish, it is perfect. This is slide number 30. This is a picture of the company's headquarters. You can see there's a fitness center in there. There's a few for lease signs. There's a chiropractor, insurance, financial services. 2 financial services. Yeah. And there's a doctor. Oh, no, he's a chiropractor. And then, what is that? Open Sunday. Oh, the chiropractor is open on Sunday. This is a very typical strip mall anywhere in America. It doesn't even matter. But you see that little A? That is where this company is based. In that minivan. So this is the SEC filing. I didn't even footnote it. I don't need that bullshit. It exists. I put it out in an alert. On February 29th, the company entered into a memorandum of agreement with blah, 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 Chinese company and Michael Franklin. For and in consideration of the payment of an initial license fee of $10,000 and for the future payment of royalties, sketchy Chinese company granted an exclusive worldwide license and joint patent rights to Domark International Inc. for a solar charging case for iPad, including iPad 3. There was no prior business relationship with sketchy Chinese company or any of its officers or directors. I don't know how to pronounce Xiamen Tianyang Nang Gongxi. Sounds like a Thai soup with seafood. What is that called? Tom Yum? Asians in the room, am I right? I took this great picture. All these Asians were gathered together, like at lunch. I was like, Asian table, Asian table. It was awesome. But then there was a second Asian table, and the joke wasn't as funny the second time. But anyways, this SEC filing literally was the start of everything that came. They paid $10,000 for this exclusive, license and joint patent. When you pay $10,000 for a patent or exclusive license for anything with such big potential as a solar charging case for an iPad, something just might be a little fishy. Not to mention the Chinese company name. I'm sorry to be racist, but every single Chinese company is sketchy, especially when you have 4 words that I can't pronounce. You've got to be racist when it comes to that. You've got to be. I don't say be racist in life or in person, but in trading, be racist. I went to China for a month. It is the most fucked up place in the world. I went thinking, oh, this is such a fast-growing community. I can picture all these little Chinese traders. We're going to freaking grow them like a clone army in Star Wars, right? No. I would never do business in China willingly. I don't think any of you guys are from there, or maybe your ancestors are, but the people that are actually there, it's like they're the first generation, with capitalism and democracy, so it's all new for them. I like that the Asian people are smiling. That's okay. So it's cool. Or maybe they're like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you at this party when you're drunk and make it look like an accident. It could happen. It could happen. We have a lot of insurance for tonight. That's how I'm making money on this conference. Come on, bring it! Probably shouldn't say it because we're recording this. But the point is that this is how I think. So when I see this $10,000 for an iPad solar charging case, which theoretically is worth billions of dollars, something is fishy. Next fishy thing, this is the company news. How did I turn this off? Okay, cool. So this is all, October 17, 2011 is when it starts. They retained an investor relations agency. That investor relations agency, their job, and some of you guys are in investor relations in here, I like the mix. Their job is to basically, how do you get this company noticed? How do you get eyeballs on them? We find out a few months later, new reorganization, new focus on cutting-edge consumer electronics. The next day, cinches deal for hottest new iPad accessory. Mind you, they paid $10,000. The hottest new iPad accessory for $10,000? Maybe a little excessive. This marks, and then 2 days later, this Friday marks an important product milestone for both Apple and DOMK. So it's good, now we start mentioning the Apple ticker symbol in the press releases. It gets better. They laud soaring demand for Apple iPad as the new product engineering is completed. This is 4 days later. They're really ramping, right? 1 day later, they received very high number of registrations for a hot new Apple iPad accessory. 1 more day later, hot new SolarPad Apple accessory is a big hit at the American West show. 2 more days later, reports of fragile iPad design could be helped by hot new SolarPad accessory. So every day they're building, they're adding to this story, for which they paid $10,000. They're paying their investor relations probably more than they paid for the patent to this product. But there's more. But wait, there's more. March 27th, this is 4 more days. Strong demand. March 28th, could possibly benefit the modern soldier's combat capability. Let's throw that in there. Homeland Security, right? You know, those damn soldiers are dropping their iPads everywhere. They're getting all dusty with that Afghanistan dust. So annoying. Then we say, oh, it's also Amazon Kindle worthy too, right? Then expanding to create a website for e-commerce revenues, AKA they can't find anybody else to sell it. This is all March 29th, April 2nd, April 3rd. A week later, April 9th, this means you never have to charge your iPhone again. Never. Because it's always sunny. This could mean, this could mean the end of misplacing your iPhone too, because it's going to have some kinds of cool stuff in it that tracks it, right? So you'll never have to charge it. It helps soldiers. I mean, it's getting kind of funny. They focus on manufacturing after strong response to the e-commerce platform. The countdown begins. And this is all within a month, mind you. Okay? Each one of these press releases costs about $500. So I guarantee you they spent more on the press releases than on the product. Oh, there's more. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. But there is more. So here we go on April 24th. Retailers begin lining up. Sales exceeding management expectations. Pre-orders outstripping production. Could signal even greater success. New iPad sales. US consumers in less than 1 month. Favorable Chinese production goals. 95% of tablets are iPad. iPad accessories on track in less than 18 days. Prepared for shipment by May 25th. So all of this is happening. It sounds really good. And don't mind my negativity, right? I'm a negative person. Maybe this is like the next big thing, right? They're getting, sales are exceeding, like they're going to help the soldiers. You're never going to misplace your iPhone. And this is what happens. All of these press releases, the stock did nothing. But all of a sudden, sometimes traders pick up the news. It goes on message boards, in chat rooms, on briefing.com. And it spiked the stock, and it was actually a good buy because it's a penny stock linked with Apple. Who here traded liquid metal, LQMT? You remember that? That thing surged. 2 years and 3 months later, we still don't know what their contract is. But they have a contract with Apple for liquid metal. Maybe they're going to replace the whole thing. Who knows? But liquid metal also surged. Being tied to Apple is golden for a penny stock. Whether it's a sketchy Chinese company, whether it's an actual contract, this is a catalyst that I look for. There's thousands of penny stocks out there. Most of them are shit. Just like there's millions of penny stock traders out there that are shit. Most of the penny stocks that are shit, they have no prayer of succeeding. That's fine. You could say that pretty much about most companies that are traded. You know, stock market, well, that's my big conspiracy theory, but the stock market, you know, features the worst companies. The only reason to be on a public stock exchange is to raise money. Why do you need to raise money? Because you need money. You need money from other people. You can't raise it yourself. That's not a sign of strength. Most penny stock traders are shit because they don't put any time or effort into it. They just invest as if this was the lotto. They say, I'm going to invest in 10 stocks, maybe one will hit and make me rich. They don't do any statistical analysis and say, oh, wait a minute, this thought process is wrong. But DOMK, whether or not their product is shit, had the press releases, they had Apple, and the stock responded. And the stock went from 1 to 4. But it also crashed. And this is the kind of chart that I look for. I talk about this in my Penny Stocking Part 2 DVD, Morning Panics. This is the morning panic, from 4.2 down to 2.4, all before 10 a.m. Loses nearly half of its value before bouncing and it bounces from 2.4 to 3.4. You can make 50%. This is the volatility. This is the kind of perfect play that I love. And I was shorting it. I didn't buy it, but I was shorting it. An ideal trader would both short it and buy it. I'm not an ideal trader. I think I'm an ideal teacher, but I know that it's very tough for me to go back and forth. I'm glad that several of you have learned to trade back and forth. Mark Crook, I know you go back and forth too. It's good. Then it also faded pretty much the rest of the day. Here is the 10-day chart of DOMK, where it goes from 1 to 4.4 back down to 1, all in 10 days, or 170. This is volatility. This is something where you should ditch your friends. This is where you say, you know what, let me focus on this. This is a perfect play because it's up due to those press releases. Because if you do in-depth research and you look at its headquarters and you look at Tian Zhongmeng Tom Yum Gung Soup, right? It's only a $10,000 product. And yet their market cap reached over $100 million. Some inequality there. We made $103,000. Over 177 trades on Profitly. And these are just a few. You know, I just want to make a quick and easy screenshot. You can type in Profitly/ticker/DOMK if you want to look at all of them. You can see my trade. I made about 6,000. SureTrader has shares to short this hyped up solar iPad product. They only licensed for 10,000. Now the market cap, the market cap got up to 200 million. My bad. They paid $10,000 for that license. And yet the company, during its 10-day peak, due to those press releases, due to traders, due to a lot of dumb penny stockers getting excited, pushed it up to $200 million. Here's the long-term chart. You can see this was the big run-up. And this was literally into April and May, that 1 month period when everyone thought that they were great. They never actually did ship a lot of them. The product actually didn't really work. And that's why the stock is at 50 cents. But I want to show you a video, fortunately, because I have this trading challenge where people, can see me live trade via webinar. I like to teach people in person, but I also have these webinars where you can see exactly what I'm doing with the screen. And I was filming this one day. I have, hundreds of webinars, but this one webinar captured it live, and it is outstanding. I'm going to put this on YouTube. Literally, we just got this edited last night. It's an hour-and-a-half webinar. We edited it down to 20 minutes. And you'll be able to see tick for tick how this thing collapsed. You'll see this, the first 30 minutes, roughly, and how quick it was, and how amazing it was. And you'll hear my commentary, and you'll see that while I did not trade this perfectly, this is the stock. This is the opportunity. Because I was short 36,000 shares the night before, which I covered because I was getting squeezed. This is the opportunity where you can make 70 grand in a day or two. This is the kind of trade where you can make millions of dollars over time. This trade, next company that promotes themselves with Apple, this is it. This is one example. And it's going to happen again and again. It doesn't matter if they're talking about Apple or, what's a hot company now? I don't even know any hot companies right now. What's a company that's hitting like new highs every day? Google? So if somebody does like, a search partnership with Google or whatever, I don't know. There's always going to be more and more small companies that are saying this. And Apple never validated anything. Apple was just like, they just ignored it. Sometimes the big company will step in and put in a cease and desist and actually deny it. That happened with an oil company, which claimed that they were, doing a deal with a bigger oil company, and the big oil company was like, no, we've never heard of these fuckers. That happens, but this will happen again and again. If you can wait for these, and you can learn these patterns, and this is why I want to teach you, this is why I want you to focus on this stuff. Not trading every day. Like trading every day, you might make a little bit, but it's not going to make you a millionaire. What's up? The deal with UPS? That's BLIN. That's actually what I'm long. They actually do have a deal with UPS. There's a big difference between a press release where the big company is, someone from the big company is quoted. So like with BLIN, they started a website with UPS, so in partnership. And then there's also a quote from somebody at UPS saying, like, we acknowledge this partnership. Apple never acknowledged any of DOMK's press releases, not one. So let me, Ben, can we figure this out? Let's see.
See, I can't even, normally I would do this, but this is going to collapse. You're going to see a massive collapse on DOMK because the gap has failed. Should have held short overnight because now there's no way to get in. Good lesson to be more aggressive. I'm trying to get in, but everybody's trying to get out. Like, instead of a morning spike like we had yesterday, we're going to have a morning panic. Nice. I got 2150 at 420. Let's report that on Profitly. Open a position. DOMK. Thanks. I got 3K short at 416. Cool. I'll take that. 4.6417, 3,000. Shorted via SureTrader into failed gap. Probable morning panic coming. Goal is to make 50 cents a share or more. Thanks to SureTrader for having shares. Well, I got something. I got 3,000 shares. I hope some of you guys did better. Carla is short from 434. Nice. Butch is short 1,000 shares. I'm up. I'm short at 416. We're getting a perfect morning panic. So now the question is, will there be support at 360? Which might happen, but you see there's such a wall of sellers. There's no reason for me to cover. I'm not worried at all. It's only down 13% on the day. I wish I had the 30,000 shares again. Then I'd be up, 15,000 plus, but I'll take the, $2,000 that I'll probably make again. Now we've cracked this 360 low. I'm up. Now you can't see this. The time in sales, 355. Remember, yesterday it surged $1. So far today it's down. But again, you have this wall of sellers. So it's, you have a few buyers here at 350. This could be the bottom. So I'm going to change this to 360. But right now, remember, I'm in at 416. So I'm up 1,500 already. Look at these big sales at 350. Someone is taking them out. So I missed that, but this is the chart overall. This is a beautiful, beautiful morning panic. I'm glad I wrote the post yesterday. 350 could hold, but it's just not. You see, everything is just fading so beautifully. No? You see, we keep eating into the 350s. Now we're into the 340s. I might make $1 a share on this. Have no expectations. Just look at the level 2. And this is the best webinar by far because this is a classic morning panic, just like the morning spike. I think I'm going to hold all the way down. But you see why there's no reason to cover because it just keeps going down. There's not one uptick. There's not even a chance of any uptick. This is today, 430 down to 340. And you got to put it into perspective. It's the exact inflection of yesterday's morning spike. This will bottom at some point, maybe here. No, you see there's just more sellers. There's no reason to cover. Morning spikes and morning panics. By the way, my 36,000 shares, if I had any balls whatsoever, from 415 yesterday. Again, there's no way to get in today. So you have to be early. And it's such a tough lesson where you have to risk it. And I should have risked it more overnight, especially given, the facts. But I was just scared of a morning spike. And you never really, want to experience that. I mean, we're dropping, but it's down 19% on the day. I'm up nearly $1 a share on this. I'm up 80 cents a share that you've seen in 10 minutes. Pretty fantastic. Butch shorted at 444, covered at 350. That's cool. You don't need to get scared, though, man. I mean, look at the level 2s. We're literally just eating through this. You know, especially if you have a big order. If you have like 50,000 shares, then I understand covering at 350. But I'm not even tempted. I want you guys watching this webinar over and over and over again, because this is a beautiful, perfect morning panic. You know, there should be some support maybe at 3. I don't even know. But you see, we're just gradually going lower. And thank God for E-Trade Pro Power, whatever the fuck it's called these days. You know, I mean, look at this, 330. I'm literally up 90 cents now. And there's still no reason to cover. The big money is in getting there a little earlier, like yesterday, you know, at 415 or 450 or whatever it is, and then covering into this. So now it might, no, I thought it was going to bounce here at 325, 326. All right, so there's a few bidders at 325, but look at all the sellers at 327. It just keeps going down. Come on, find a bid. You can't find any bid whatsoever. Just waiting, just watching. ORYN is up to 103. All right, so it's finding a bid here at 325. Nope, never mind. Right as I'm about to cover, the 325s go away. I might even get $1 a share. This will be interesting. Let's go for $1 a share. I only have 3,000 shares, so I can cover pretty easily. Look at this. This is glorious. It is tanking, but you also have to remember that it could bounce. So I still have my finger on the trigger. But 416 down to 316, I mean, the way to make $30,000, the way to make Elkwood type money is, again, to take a big ass position and just hold and not worry about being down 10 or 20 cents or 30 cents and then adding. You just need to make sure you have a big enough account and not take too big of a position right away. And that was my problem. I took too big of a position. And there was no way to get back in today. All right, there's some bidders here at 320. Nope. Can we get to the teens? Now we're down 25% on the day. I mean, this is a lot. What's going on here? Is it halted? Nope. We still have sellers here, 319. Look at this. There's still a 25,000 share seller here at 320. Can we get a bidder? Can we get a bidder? Nope. No bidders. I mean, this could drop 50%. There's no way of saying. You can see it just keeps going down. So now I am up. What is my average? 416. So I'm up exactly $1 a share right now. Wow. Who would have thought it? So I'm up $3,000. Literally $3,000 in 15 minutes. And you saw it. Oh wait, we have some bidders here at 316. Will they stay? Nope. Look at all the sellers at 317, just eating away from it. I'm going to make more than $3,000. You still have a 24,000, 26,000 share seller. This could go to under 3, and then you have stop losses at 3. This is a beautiful, beautiful panic, and I prepared all of you. All of you were prepared with this pattern, with this broker. You all had the opportunity to get in on this exact pattern, either yesterday or today. This is it. This is what I teach. This is it. This is what makes me rich. This is what's predictable. It doesn't happen every day, but when it does, it is beautiful. Ben, cut this off. 15 minutes. This is going on YouTube. We're going to create our own thing. Look at this. 24,000 share seller at 311. I'm up more than $1 now. Keep it going. I want to see maybe 3 will act as support. There's some buyers right here at 3. You know, there's going to be some support somewhere. Will it be 309? Nope. Now it's printing 305. I think maybe 309 might be the bottom. Nope. It just keeps going. Just keeps eating away at it. 308, beautiful. All the way from 480 down to 3. And I bet Investors Underground is like, oh, we're going to buy this. You know, some people are looking to buy the dip. That's not me. I like being short for this. Look at all these sellers at 307, 308. There's absolutely no reason to cover. I'm now up $3,300 on literally a $9,000 investment. Okay? It's not like you need big money on this. You know, all you need is SureTrader. You need to know the pattern, and you need to be prepared. And, you know, I did all of this. Remember, I was short 36,000 shares at 415 yesterday. That's, all right, enough lecturing. Let me freaking think about covering. There's some bidders at 3. I have a feeling it'll kind of, there's a few bidders here at 301. Remember, my last thing I said, let's cover 3,000 DOMK at 330. Let's change it to 310. Actually, let's cover 2K. Let's see what happens, how quickly we can get this. No reason to cover it all at once, so he says, okay. Look at this. I'm short 3,000 shares at 416. Let's just see how long it takes to cover this 2,000. You know, it's down 30%. This is near best case scenario right now. You have some bidders here at 301 and 3. Maybe it goes down to 290. But at some point, it's going to stop. Let me cancel. There's no real reason. It's down to 299. Here it goes. Did we already get it? Done? What did we get it at? 301? 302? 303? All right. Cool. There's still sellers. Now you have stop losses at 3. Look at all these sellers. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This was going to be a 2-hour webinar. I'm cutting this off. I'm seriously cutting this off because there's no reason to discuss anything else. You know, we'll do a trade, you know, overview, but this isn't going to be 2 hours. I'm going to get to sleep at a normal time, and you know, this is perfection. This is what guys need to focus on. Who's still short? Say yes or no. Remember, I just covered 2,000 shares at 303. You know, perhaps I should have covered 1,000. At this point, it's just the house's money. The stop losses have gone off. 292. It's all a question of when will the bid find any support. You know, you see we've been eating through it. Oh, now we have a lot of sellers. But you see now these, well, I was going to say there were 3 guys here at 292 that aren't leaving. But now they just left. This is so beautiful. I'm so glad that we're doing this webinar. Not one uptick the entire time. We're down to 285. Howard, do you feel guilty for covering? Look at this. Eliminate. I need to show this. My guys, this is awesome. 295. Oh, Eliminate is short from 422. Sturdy Trader is short from 444. Frisnick is short from 456. Is 291 the bottom? We still have a 20,000 share seller. They can't get executed. I'm glad I didn't cover all 3,000 because, you know, this is the single best case scenario possible. Morning panic. Remember, I just have to remind you that I had 36,000 shares short at 415, which would now be $1.50. Oh, we have some bidders here at 276. Is this the bottom? Cover limit. Nope. Right as I'm about to cover, all the 276 has disappeared. And this is only volume of 700,000 shares. So it's not like this is like huge volume. It's just stop losses going off. It's down 40% on the day. This is fantastic. Are you guys loving this? 271, 270, 267, 265. This is fantastic. And this is not random. You know, people are like, oh, penny stocks are random. Sykes is a scam. You can't find shares to short. I've heard it all. This disproves all of that bullshit. This is what we live for. Okay? This is what I live for. Waiting for these perfect patterns down to 250. The 250s now. And it just keeps getting there. And people who are long are like, oh my God. This is why I really need to have some more balls. This is a $60,000 profit where I'm going to make, 6 or 7. That's why I teach. Look at this, 260. Even my covering 2,000 shares at 303, I've wasted nearly $1,000. This is predictable. And these are the patterns that are so much better. By the way, the big thing that everyone's so excited about with ORYN, it's at $1.05. It's up 9 cents a share. Fuck ORYN. Okay? DOMK. This is it. We still have all the sellers. There's still no reason to cover. There should be some support here at 235 or 250. We're down 41% now. Yep, and they keep printing when there's size like this on prints below the price. I mean, that's just people getting out at any price. Like, that's just desperation. I have to tweet. I love being short. DOMK. Warned everyone yesterday, you have no excuse to miss this 40% plus drop. Thank you, Sure Trader, for shares. We're down to the 240s. I'm not even really that worried anymore because, again, we still have the 32,000 shares seller. This is going to be a long YouTube video. I don't know. I really don't know what the limit is on YouTube, but this is fantastic. So this is what every trade you dream of being when you're short. I did the post yesterday. I sent out a big mailer. I thought I was a little too early. Turns out I was dead on. I just didn't have the guts to really hold. And even now, covering at 303. Yes, sir. He's like, you're still short 1,000 shares. It's still going down. I might make $2 a share. Remember, all I wanted to make was 50 cents a share. Literally. We're down to the twos. When you have a one-employee company, no cash, no revenue, the guy behind it has a record with the SEC, or he doesn't personally, but his previous company, it all adds up. The volume is still only 840,000 shares. I mean, only like $2 million has moved, or $3 million, I guess. Can I make $2 a share? That would be fantastic. I don't think I've ever made $2 a share unless there was like an SEC halt. Uh-oh. 232 is holding. You see there was just a bid increase. Cover 1K, 2.35. Oh, no. So I'll get my order ready, but I thought 232 would hold, but you still have sellers. Are the chat rooms loving this? Are you guys loving this? Yeah, exactly. A few people, too bad for the guys that decided going opposite Tim was a good strategy. I love Donk. 229s. Remember, I am still short from 416. It's now 9:55 a.m. I covered some at 3:03, which, in retrospect was bad, but I've never seen a stock collapse this perfectly. I was short for... Oh, wait. I see bidders. You see, now it's holding up at 229. So I just put my limit at 240. Cover. Now there's bidders. So 229 is the bottom. Guaranteed. Guaranteed bottom right now. Shit. Go up to 250. I just opened freaking Word by accident. Come on. Get it. There's still a 20,000 share seller at 235. So hopefully I can get my... Oh, he disappeared. Do we get it? Probably should have paid a little more attention. Shit. Remember, I just have 1,000 shares here. So I missed the bottom. 229 was the bottom. Put my limit at 250 now. I'm trying to cover. Everyone's trying to cover. This could bounce to 3. Remember, now it's not even that bad of a dip to buy. But I really just want to cover. Lock in my profits. I don't know if I'm going to get 250 because everyone is trying to cover right now. I just wait. Look at that, 40,000 share buyer. I'm not even going to get 250, am I? Come on. See, that's the one bad thing. Bulletin boards do take a lot of time to execute. But, again, what have I given up here? 20 cents, 30 cents a share, so $200. Come on. None? Go to 270. Fuck! This is so annoying. I should have literally a few seconds. Makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to miss the bottom by like 30 cents, $300. The low was 229, so it was basically $1.80. Yeah, no one. Look at this. Eliminate 2 covered at 235. I love it when my students do better. Beautiful. Tim Lento covered at 230. Look at that. Michael Good, my chat moderator, made $1,300 from yesterday. What are we at? 268, 264. Almost done. Cool. So I'll get like 265. So I'll be out at an average of like 280. Nice. So I bought 1,000 shares at 267. All right, I'll take it. Total buy price. So I missed the bottom. I covered too soon. I didn't play it perfectly, but I covered at 291 on average. I think I might have just gotten the top too at 267. Nope, maybe not. All right, let me cover this. So 291 is what I covered at. Look at that. Shorted at 416, covered at 291. Missed the bottom by 60 cents a share, but still made, what did I make? $1.25 a share. Very good. Wish I kept my 36,000 shares from yesterday now. Still profitable. Great live webinar right now for challenge students. Ha 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 ha.
You have to be prepared. So I want you joining my challenge. I want you coming to Miami and working with me in person. Talk to my people, This is what this conference is. I have my people here. We're scoping out who wants to work with me, who's eligible, who's ready. Because we're not going to accept everybody. I don't want to work with all of you. I'm serious. Some of you guys just don't have what it takes because you don't want it bad enough. I want people who freaking want it. I'm pumped up watching that video. I'm pumped up speaking to you right now. That's how badly I want to create a millionaire. But I can tell some of you guys, you don't want it bad enough. It's okay, it's cool. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You'll be fine living your 5- and 6-figure lives forever. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to take it to the next fucking level, I'm getting really pumped right now. It pumps me up because it changes my life. I've seen it change a few other people's lives, and I wish it could be all of you. And I hope maybe I can inspire you with like my little pictures of my fucking cars and my watches. Look at this. This is what I fucking think about this Rolex. I don't give a shit. It doesn't even work. It doesn't even work anyways. It doesn't tell the right fucking time. What do I need it for? Yeah, go steal it, pre-promo. You need it. You need it. He needs it. Look, that's his biggest profit in the past month.